Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back down to the workshop. Hope you're well, hope you're having a good day. So today's video, by popular request, is a staff video or a polearm video. So I've been commissioned to do a staff, wizard staff, based off this. Now this is my fighting staff. So this is a magic rod that I've used with gems on the edges. Yeah, and this is all LARP safe. And I'm going to be making the staff version of this. Okay, so this is for a Scarlet Guard, which is my faction in Empire. This is for a Scarlet Guard mage staff instead of the mage rod like this is. So we're going to be making that. So a few of you have asked if I could do a staff or a spear or a polearm. I will get into spears. So far, this is the stuff that we've made. This is what you will be seeing me do in this video. Nice stuff. As you can see, it's a tiny bit bigger than this one, just a wee bit. All right, so that's what we're going to be looking at today. So if you are new here, guys, please hit the subscribe button and the bell. You'll be alerted whenever I go live with new stuff. If you've got any questions, drop us a comment below and I'll get to you as soon as I can. Okay guys, and if you want to help me and the channel grow, please head over to Patreon and help me out. I really appreciate it. Okay guys, so let's jump into the build, shall we? As always, we start with the core. Now we need a staff, so our core is going to be 6 foot or 2 inches short of the 6 foot, because we need an inch of safety at either end. Now here you can see me rounding off their heads. Now this makes sure that there's no sharp edges on the inside of the core to rip through after repeated beatings. So if we round the head, it's a lot safer inside. Obviously we need to repeat this process both ends. Just round the heads off with a little bit of rough sandpaper and then smooth it with a little bit of 240 grit. Once our tips are done, we can move on to keying the core. This will allow a better bond between the foam and the core inside when we start putting the blank together. Once the core is prepped, we can move on to the foam. Now the foam ideally wants to be the same thickness as your core, just to prevent any bubbles coming out or bows in the actual core. So we're using 12mm core, so we're using 12mm foam. I've got at least 5 sheets here because we need to build this up into a block ready to shape down into a rounded object. Now we've cut our foam to the desired length and width, we need to find our centre lines. Don't forget, at both ends of the staff in the foam, we need a minimum of 1 inch of safety before the tip of the core inside. Once we've got our centre lines, place the core onto those centre lines and start drawing round it. This is going to be our centre channel that we're going to place the core into the foam once we've cut it out. With our core marked out, we can then cut out the centre groove and replace it with the core when ready. Time for the reinforcement. I'm using false leather that I will cut 4 slits out of so I can place on either side of the end. With the middle layer prepped and the reinforcement cut to length, we can start gluing up the core. With the core glued, we start on the inside of our middle layer. Make sure you put a nice even coat just up on the inside on both sides, ready for the core to go in. Once the middle layer and the core are all glued up, time to start placing it inside. Give it a good squeeze as you place the sides, gluing to the core. Once the core is in, glue up a small section at the end where the tip meets the middle of the foam, and then place your reinforcement over the top of it. Don't forget to re-glue the top of your reinforcement when we start doing the layers clamping together to form the blank. As we start gluing the layers, make sure you go back over the core that is inside the foam. You want this one single layer. Once the middle layer is glued up, start gluing up one of the other pieces of foam ready to place on the top. When both layers have had a bit of time to dry before gluing, you can start placing them down. Give it a good squeeze as you go, trying to keep the sides as level as possible all the way down. Squashing it down by hand helps, but you really need a specialist tool like I'm using here. Just don't let the wife see you've got it out of her kitchen. With the first two layers glued down, it's time to turn it over and start on the other side. Don't forget your reinforcements on both ends. You need those down and to re-glue them before you place another layer on the top. Once the middle layer has been glued down again and your reinforcement has been placed on, time to put on another bit of glue and then the next layer. With the first three layers completed, it is literally just wash and repeat. Glue and repeat, glue and repeat until you've got 5 layers completely sandwiched together to form a single blank. After the blank has had a while to set, so you're not pulling it apart straight away, you can then cut a 45-degree angle off all 4 corners. Please be careful as you're using a sharp knife. You're just taking 45-degree angles off, so it's less sanding for us to do when we get on the sanding belt. Time for sanding. On here I've got a 80 grit sandpaper that is just taking off the majority of this foam. Remember, we're trying to make a staff, so it needs to be rounded, not oval. Just keep rotating it nice and easy until you get to the desired width. To keep the staff in a uniform shape, you're trying to wear it, the corners down to the part that you've just done before. That's the part you're happy with. So you just take it down each corner at a time until it looks smooth along the shaft, and then you do the next corner and the next corner, and then before you know it, you've got another section done uniform to the first. Once we're happy with the rough shape of the staff, we then change the sandpaper to a 240. Here I'm just giving it a gentle once over, smoothing all rough spots out and making sure it's as uniform as possible. The last part on this belt sander is the ends. Just give them a quick nice smooth so they're nice and rounded and flat, ready for us to work with. Okay guys, so there you go, part one of a staff build. Very easy and quite tiring. Doing all the rounding on this staff, your arms will get tired. Take regular breaks, don't try and do it all in one sitting, just take your time. Turn a little bit, get it nice and even, turn it to the next corner, get it nice and even, and then just keep rotating it. It'll give you this nice round staff. Okay, so I hope that helps. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you are enjoying these videos. If you are, let me know below. Give me something else that you want me to work on. I know you want me to do a spear and such, and I will get to that. But let me know how you are getting on with these builds in the comments below, guys. Okay, and if you want to, you can always catch me on Twitch Wednesday to Friday, sometimes Saturday, and I'll answer any questions I can there. So guys, thank you very much, hope this helps, and please hit the subscribe button and the bell. You'll be alerted when I go live with new stuff, and yeah, I'll see you in the next build, guys. Cheers, bye bye.